You all, the internet went agog yesterday when we heard that Senator Adams Oshiomhole was caught fighting at the Muritala International Airport in Lagos. And, a lot of people were shocked that how could, someone of his, caliber, someone such as, Senator or someone such as Adams Oshiomhole, who was a Labour chairman, he should know better. Why should he get, himself wrapped up in that kind of a situation? You guys, now we are getting to find out that EPIs actually offered a preferential treatment to Adams Oshiomhole, which he refused because he insisted that if you are going to allow me on the flights, also accommodate these other people who are also stranded. I don't need your preferential treatment. And also, we are getting to find out how EPIs has been extorting Nigerians. Why is it always EPIs, 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 EPIs all the time? There is almost no positive story other than when they started the London route from Nigeria. That a lot of people, when we heard about that, a lot of people were happy about it. A lot of people, even applauded them that they were selling tickets at very affordable prices compared to what other airlines were selling. And this is an airline owned by a Nigerian. A lot of people were very excited to support their business, but now of recent it seemed like it has just been bad news, bad customer service, and it just seemed like presently, if the CEO of Airpeace does not do something about the airline, it's like he's heading for destruction. You all, before we delve right into the details of today's news, if this is your first time here or you have not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and subscribe. Hit the like button. Most importantly, click on the notification bell so that you can be the first person to get notified each time we upload a new video. And without further ado, let's delve right into the details of today's news. Senator representing Edo North, Adams Oshiomhole, has denied claims by Airpeace that it disrupted the airline's operations after missing a flight. The former Edo State governor said instead of causing a disruption, he stood firm against what he described as extortion and arbitrary policy changes by the airline. Recall that Airpeace had, in a statement on Wednesday, accused Oshiomhole of arriving late for a flight scheduled to depart Lagos for Abuja at 6:30 a.m. But addressing journalists in Abuja on Wednesday, Oshiomhole said he arrived at the airport on Tuesday at 6:10 p.m. for 6:50 p.m. flights and met the airline's 30 minutes check-in deadline. Yesterday, I got to the airport 40 minutes ahead. My luggage was already checked in, but they told me they had stopped issuing boarding passes. Meanwhile, I saw others arriving after me who were allowed to board, he said. Oshiomhole said, despite holding a business class ticket, he was denied boarding, while his aide was allowed so. He said the incident forced him to lodge at an hotel where he paid 1.5 million naira to accommodate himself and two Ghanaian passengers who were also stranded. The senator said he returned for the 6:30 a.m. flight the next morning, having checked in online at 7:46 p.m. the previous night. The politician said he was again turned back, along with other passengers, after a sudden change in policy that now required passengers to check in 45 minutes before departure, up from the usual 30 minutes. I got there at about 5 minutes past 6. They told me the counter was closed. I told them, no, I have already checked in. I showed them the evidence of my online check-in, he said. Even before then, they had asked me if I had checked in, and I told them yes, and that I had no luggage. They looked at it, but still said the gates had been closed. Meanwhile, I noticed they were still taking other people in. So I asked, how can you close boarding for 6:30 flights at 6:05? What is the purpose of online check-in then? If I had to go through another check-in process, then what's the point of checking in online? Oshiomhole said what he witnessed was a pattern of extortion, with airline staff denying boarding to passengers with online bookings and reselling tickets at inflated prices. He cited a woman who bought a ticket online for 146,000 naira, but was denied boarding, only to be told to buy another ticket for 250,000 naira. I was told the counter had closed, but people were still being allowed to buy new tickets at higher prices, he said. Those of us who had booked online for 146,000 naira were told we were late, while they sold new tickets for 250,000 naira. That is not policy enforcement, it is extortion. Oshiomhole said he did not cause any sin and refused to accept preferential treatment when it was offered. I didn't disrupt anything. I refused to let them sort me out while others were left stranded, he said. They offered to help me once they recognized me. I said, don't help me, enforce my rights like every other Nigerian. He said Nigeria's aviation sector is plagued by VIP impunity, where elites are offered preferential access while ordinary citizens are left stranded. That's the real problem. Big men get sorted and the rest of Nigerians are ignored. If speaking out makes me a troublemaker, then I will cause trouble forever, he said. Oshiomhole described how a woman with a baby was denied boarding, even though the plane was still on the ground. You have regulatory agencies and they are all compromising. You cannot board people, buying tickets on the spot, and deny those who booked days ahead or checked in online, he said. The lawmaker said EP staff eventually offered the woman a seat on the next flight at an extra cost of 109,100 naira. She would spend about 256,000 naira for an hour flight to Abuja. There were many others in the same situation, he said. I said to the manager, you must follow the rules. Many people were stranded, except those who could afford another ticket. Oshiomhole said people urged him not to leave and to speak out as they were tired of the exploitation. I had to send that woman 500,000 naira. That's basically what happened, he said. The senator criticized the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority for failing in its oversight duties and urged the federal government to step in. How can you profit from your own inefficiency? This is ruthless, primitive capitalism. Nigerians are unprotected. The government must act, the politician said. He warned that continued exploitation can spark deeper unrest. According to Oshiomhole, when people give up hope, bullets will not stop them, adding that the least a government can do is to protect its citizens from exploitation. Air peace. Hey God, it's so unbecoming of air peace. Anytime you hear any story about air peace, it is a negative. There is almost no positive story that I've heard about air peace in a while. Every story is negative. It's such a pity, because this is a Nigerian-owned airline. You all, let's have your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section. Thank you very much for always listening and watching. I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.